Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you are new here, my name is Brittany, and today, as I'm sure you can tell by the thumbnail, the makeup that I'm going to be creating is Maleficent. I have actually already filmed this makeup and I somehow managed to lose the footage. But good news is I get to do it again and I get to refilm it and I get to make it better for you guys. And to be honest with you, it's so easy. I ended up only having to really use 2 palettes to create it. I didn't have to use like a million different products. Also, I have already put my contacts in, which I did not do for my last video until after I had my face done and my eyes started watering and it was a mess. So if you're going to wear contacts, I would suggest pausing this video and going and putting your contacts in. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my eyes and I'm gonna go in with a concealer. I have some pretty dark circles, so I'm gonna conceal the inner corner and then conceal the top so that we have a nice base. The concealer that I went in with was the Nars. I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge and just pat that over to make sure it's evenly on there. We're just getting rid of any discoloration or those little veins on top. And then after that, we're gonna go in with a translucent powder and set it. I'm using the Mercier translucent powder and we're just lightly setting it. So we're basically just going to contour the eye and focus most of the contour on the outer portion of the eye and keep the inside of the eye open. The palette that I'm going to use is my Scott Barnes Sculpting palette. It's perfect for this look. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and, let me move this mirror so you can see. I'm gonna dip into Carve here and I'm gonna use a fluffy brush like this. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush like this. And I'm just going to contour from underneath my brow out to right about here. And I'm just gonna start creating the shape very lightly. This is buildable, so just go in light-handed. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to stamp it on the outer portion of my eye here. And I'm gonna go at an angle towards my pupil, back and forth. Now I'm going to deepen that and I'm gonna dip into Sculpt. Oh my gosh, my mirror. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing I just did with the Carve. I'm gonna stamp it on the outside at an angle, like this. And then I'm gonna drag that into my crease. Circular motions, like blending it really nicely. Now I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and apparently I'm gonna throw the brushes everywhere. I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush and I'm just going to go in circular motions and kind of blend that together. The brush I'm using is the Morphe M441. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side and then I'll be right back. That's really it for the eyes right this second. Now I'm gonna go in with a foundation, and the foundation that I'm using is the Dior Forever. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. And then I will just pop on a concealer over top. This one, these two are my favorite mix lately. I use the Nars Light 2.75, and then I go in with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh concealer in the light 33C. And then I'm gonna pop that here and here. So the closer that I get to my eye, I'm going to switch and not use such a big brush. And the brush that I'm going to use is the Kat Von D 40. Really quickly, before we get into the cheeks, I'm going to do my brows off of camera, but first I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna do. I'm just tracing, I'm just tracing over them and filling them in. And what I'm using is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. All right, now I have my brows filled in. And this is where we get to the fun part. We start doing our cheekbones. Okay, now I'm going to set under my eyes and my cheekbones, and the powder that I'm gonna use is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I'm gonna make sure that any fine lines are out of there. And then I'm going to lightly set my face. The brush that I'm using is the Kat Von D 20. So once you've lightly set your face all over, you're going to get an angled brush. And once again, we're going to go into our Scott Barnes palette. We're just gonna start building up our cheekbones. So we're gonna dip into Carve. And then I'm going to take my angled brush here and I'm going to pinch it like this, right? So it's flatter, more dense. Now I'm gonna find my cheekbone and so my cheekbone is here. I'm not gonna put it there. I actually wanna put it just above, right on top of my cheekbone. So this is the bottom of my cheekbone. I'm gonna pinch it. And we're gonna slowly build that up. Oh my gosh, that's the third brush I've thrown. And we're gonna start going at an angle, on the cheekbone, down. So at the top of your ear, here. So now once we have that there, we're just going to start bringing it down and blending it back. When I dip into my product, I knock it off, and then I am basically stamping in the back. That way, if I do have too much product, I can easily blend that out. I don't want to stamp that product up here, and then now I have issues blending it out. So I'm going to stamp it back here, and then just slightly work my way forward, back and forth, blending. And then you can take the tip of the angled brush and place it and kind of blend that line down. This is what's gonna take the most time, is blending, but it's gonna look so good. Now I'm gonna do the other side and then I'll be right back. Actually, I wanna show you how I'm gonna hold my brush. So I'm gonna dip in obviously to the same color, and I'm going to have it like this, at angle down, and I'm going to pinch the bristles of the brush. And again, sorry, I had my mirror in the way. Find my cheekbone, slightly over my cheekbone, here, the top of my ear, like this, at an angle. Pinch. I'm gonna finish this side and I will be right back. Okay, so Angelina has a very defined jawline, so I'm gonna dip into Chiseled here. Same brush. Bring that behind my jaw. Okay, and then I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge and just kind of dab it here to blend a little more evenly. Soften it just a tiny bit. The Angelina has bigger lips, obviously. I'm going to dip into Carve with a fluffy brush that I used earlier to do my eyeshadow and go underneath my lip here, like this, to make my lip look slightly fuller. And also, be careful when you're doing this. Dip into the edge and you can do the outer portion of your lip here. If it gets to be too much, you can always go back in with your beauty blender and soften that. All right, and we're going to go underneath our eyes into Carve, and I'm going to only place that on the outer portion of my lashes. And now that that's done, I'm going to go and brighten underneath my eyes, and for that I'm going to use the KKW Brighten 1. You can use whatever lighter powder you have underneath your eyes to brighten it. I'm going to use my sponge and dip into it. Actually, I'm going to spray my face. So I'm going to use my Pretty Fresh Colourpop Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist and spray my face first. Now I'm going to use my beauty sponge, place it under the eye, and bring that up. So once I have underneath my eyes brightened, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit palette, and it's messy. I'm gonna dip into Snow here, the lightest color. I am literally going to place that right here. And then just blend it up. Now I'm going to go in with a lip liner, and the lip liner that I'm using is the Kylie Jenner Boss. Now I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty Inspire and fill that in. Now that I've finished with that, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to tightline the outer third of my eye, do some mascara, add some eyelashes, and I will be right back with the final look. Tightlining my eye is not pretty, so I'm not going to do it on camera, but I will make sure that I list all the products that I use in the bottom description, so make sure you go down there and check out what products I used, and I will be right back for the final look. You guys, this is the final look. I am so excited for how this turned out. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, and I cannot wait to see what you guys create. And I will see you guys in my next video.